Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. This is your Liverpool Manchester United preview at Anfield, Sunday 4:30 kick-off. Now, we're coming into this game top of the Premier League by 3 points because we recently beat Burnley 1-0. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the first Man United manager to be top at this stage of the season since Sir Alex Ferguson. And if we do beat Liverpool on Sunday, we will be 6 points clear. So that will put us in a very, very good position. Liverpool are sitting second. So it is a top of the table clash. Man United and Liverpool are the two most successful clubs in England. Solskjaer did say after our 1-0 win against Burnley, he's ready for the Liverpool test. And he says our away trip to Anfield has come at the best time. Now, our last win at Anfield was back in 2016 when Wayne Rooney had scored that late goal. It was 1-0. We did have a good win at Anfield back in 2015, was it, under Louis van Gaal. We beat them 2-1. Juan Mata had scored twice in that game. We also won at Anfield back in 2012, 2-1. That's when Robin van Persie was playing for us. We lost the game at Anfield last season. It was 2-0 to Liverpool. It was goals from Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah. That's the last away game we lost in the Premier League. So we haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for a year. We lost at Anfield back in December 2018 3-1. Don't forget that was Jose Mourinho's final game as Manchester United manager. Anfield is a fortress because Liverpool are unbeaten in 69 Premier League games at Anfield. So can Man United end that? Liverpool won their last game. They beat Aston Villa 4-1 in the FA Cup third round. But Liverpool are winless in their last 3 league games. Now, as we all know, Liverpool have got a very, very good manager in Jurgen Klopp. He's probably one of the best managers in the world at this present time. Jurgen Klopp has been Liverpool manager since 2015. I think he's been Liverpool manager now for almost 6 years. Liverpool is the third club in his managerial career. You know, before he was at Liverpool, he was at Borussia Dortmund. He won a few trophies at Dortmund, and before Dortmund, he was at Mainz 05. Now, Jurgen Klopp so far has won 4 trophies at Liverpool. You know, last season he won the Premier League. That was Liverpool's first title in 30 years. He won the FIFA Club World Cup. He also won the Super Cup. And the season before, Jurgen Klopp, he won the Champions League. Liverpool have won the Champions League 6 times. think it was last season he extended his contract with Liverpool until 2025. Probably will see out his contract. Now, before Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool had Brendan Rodgers. He endured one good season with Liverpool. At one point they had Roy Hodgson. I thought Roy Hodgson was a very, very poor manager. He's probably one of the worst managers Liverpool have had. Don't forget they did have Kenny Dalglish. I don't think he was a great manager either. They also had Rafael Benitez. He was a good manager because he won the Champions League with Liverpool. They also had Gerard Houllier. He did well for them. He passed away quite a few weeks ago now. A lot of years ago, they did have Bill Shankly. Was it back in the 50s or 60s? They had Paisley at one point. Now, Liverpool, like I say, have got some very, very good players. Obviously, they've got Mohamed Salah. That's a world-class player. But he's endured some games this season where he hasn't really been clinical enough in front of goal. There was reports circulating out the media earlier on in the season saying that Mohamed Salah is unhappy at Liverpool, being contention to play this game. Sadio Mane, I do rate him a lot. He shows good attacking intent. He gets good runs in behind. He likes to create chances and he likes to score goals. Obviously, Jota, he's a very, very good player. He's made an impact since he went in at Liverpool. He joined Liverpool last summer from Wolves. He's currently out with injury at the moment. They've also got Firmino, who's a good player. Liverpool have got that Dico Origi. He's their backup striker. He's done alright at Liverpool, but I think he could be leaving in the summer for them. They've also got Shaqiri. He could be leaving Liverpool in the summer. He makes an impact from the substitutes bench. Liverpool have got a lot of midfielders in their team. Now, obviously, they've got Jordan Henderson. He is one of their first choice midfielders. I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's world class as Jordan Henderson. They've also got Thiago. They got Thiago last summer from Bayern Munich. We was in for Thiago, and I think he's sustained a couple of injuries since he became a Liverpool player. They've also got Georginio Wijnaldum. I heard that he could be leaving in the summer because it said that he rejected a contract extension. They've also got Oxlade-Chamberlain. He sustained quite a few bad injuries since he became a Liverpool player. They've also got James Milner. Surely Milner's going to be leaving at the end of this season. Will he retire or will he go to another club before he retires, James Milner? They've also got that Naby Keita. He's not one of their first choice midfielders. He's injured at the moment anyway, is Naby Keita. They've also got Fabinho. I do rate Fabinho a lot. Fabinho's predominantly a defensive midfielder, but he's played as a centre-half, hasn't he, a few times because of the injuries that Liverpool have got to their centre-halves. Liverpool have also got that Curtis Jones as well. He's only a young player, is Curtis Jones. They've got two fantastic fullbacks in Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson. They like to get forward and they get in good positions and they put good crosses into the box. Trent Alexander-Arnold especially crosses the ball well. They got that to Sickmas as well. They got him last summer. Sickmas is out with injury at the moment. Liverpool have obviously got the best centre-half in the world in Virgil van Dijk. He's the second most expensive centre-half in the world, just behind Harry Maguire, because Liverpool paid £75 million for him. Virgil van Dijk. We know for certain that he's not going to be available for Sunday because he's out with a serious injury. He's probably going to be out for the rest of this season. Joe Gomez, he's also out with injury. He's also got a bad injury as well. Joe Matip, he's out with injury, but he could be available for Sunday for Liverpool. You know, Liverpool have also got a very, very good goalkeeper in Allenson. They did let a few players go last year. Obviously, Nathaniel Klein left them. Dejan Lovren left them. Adam Lallana left them. Harry Wilson went out on loan. Trivella left them. And Hoover left them. So yeah, I am really, really looking forward to this game. I'm hoping Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can get one over Jurgen Klopp. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how we approach this game. Now, I've got some good news on Anthony Martial. We don't think his injury is as bad as we first thought. Now, Martial went off towards the end of the game against Burnley with a hamstring injury. Martial, he weren't great against Burnley, you know, because he wasn't clinical enough in front of goal, because he had his chances, but he didn't convert them. It also mentioned that Matic had sustained an injury in our 1-0 win against Burnley. I was actually surprised that Matic had started against Burnley, because he isn't one of our first choice midfielders. Obviously, Lindelof, he's still out with a back injury. Luke Shaw, he's just come back from injury, hasn't he? Paul Pogba, he's just come back from injury. Bay, he's just come back from a neck injury. You know, Bay did actually sustain a neck injury in our 1-0 win against Watford in the FA Cup third round. And that's my only element of concern about Eric Bay. He's too injury prone. But I think some changes will be made from the 1-0 win against Burnley. Definitely. And on my next video, I will be giving you my starting 11 prediction. We have got Liverpool twice in a week, you know, because we've also got them in the FA Cup fourth round at Old Trafford. It'll be on the 23rd or the 24th of January. You know, we've obviously won the FA Cup 12 times, so we are the second most successful team in FA Cup history. I think Liverpool have won the FA Cup around 7 or 8 times. The last time Liverpool won it was back in 2006. So, there you go. After Liverpool in the league, we do play Fulham away. Manchester United should be winning that game. Now, it's just under 3 weeks until the January transfer window shuts. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has already revealed his plans for the January transfer window, and he says that January signings are unlikely. You know, this transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as Manchester United manager. And you can say it's another transfer window where Solskjaer has been let down. Obviously, Ed Woodward promised that he will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Don't forget, he did say towards the end of last year that he will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. Like I've said, Tino, the board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. Woodward's been at the football club since 2012, and the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005. But there has been a lot of players on our agenda, hasn't there? You already know the news on Dayat Upamecano from RB Leipzig. A couple of days ago, I gave you the news on Romain Vivera from Stade Brest. You know the news on Jack Grealish. You know the news on Jadon Sancho, and obviously you know the news on Erling Haaland. Now, it did say towards the end of last year that Solskjaer's made a new centre-back his number one transfer priority, and it's recently said that Man United are willing to offer Sergio Ramos a 2-year deal. Now, a few weeks ago, Solskjaer held talks with 6 players that he wants to get rid of in this January transfer window. Now, Timothy Fosu-Mensah has left Manchester United, like I updated you yesterday. He's joined by Leverkusen for around 1.5 million, and he signed a contract with Bayer Leverkusen until 2024. We made the right decision by getting rid of Fosu-Mensah because he seldom played for us anyway. So he's actually the first player to leave us in this January transfer window. Now, Lingard, will he leave in this January transfer window? Possibly could. Sky Sports said yesterday that Jesse Lingard's representatives were in initial discussions with Nice over the loan move. It said West Ham were talking with Jesse Lingard's agent not so long ago. Sheffield United have also been in for him. He said towards the end of last year that Jesse... he said towards the end of last year that Villa were in for him, Celtic and Rangers were in for him. So yeah, there has been a few clubs that have been in for Lingard. Lingard has lost his place in the team, but he has been part of the club for several years. He's into the final 6 months now of his contract. I'm sure it said we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract, so that means he'd be under contract with Man United till the summer of 2022. Rojo and Romero should be leaving in this January transfer window because don't forget Solskjaer said that Romero and Rojo are free to leave in this January window. He says their contracts won't be extended. Now, Romero's been at Man United for over 5 years. We got him on a free from San Pandora back in 2015. He's basically our third choice goalkeeper. And Rojo, he's been at the club since 2014. Got him from Sporting Lisbon. He's never really established himself as a first team regular. And last season he was out on loan with Estudiantes. Will Phil Jones go in this January transfer window? Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But I think he'd definitely leave Man United in the summer if he doesn't leave in this January window. Phil Jones has always been inconsistent. This is what Phil Jones' 10th season at Man United. He has been at the club since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. I think Ighalo will leave. Don't forget his loan expires at the end of this month. He seldom plays now, but to his credit, he was our top goal scorer last season in the FA Cup. The main explanation why we brought him in on deadline day in January last year was to get a cover-up for Rashford, because at the time, Marcus Rashford was out with that back injury. Daniel James, There's obviously been rumours of him going out on loan because he's obviously lost his place in the team as well. And when he has been playing, he has been inconsistent. And there's been rumours of Brandon Williams going out on loan. You know, Brandon Williams is our third choice left back following the arrival of Alex Telles. Now, I think it would be the right decision if we put Brandon Williams out on loan because it would gain him more experience. And plus, he seldom plays for Man United now. Obviously, he played quite a lot of games last season. That's only because Luke Shaw had a couple of periods out with injury. You know, it was his first season in our senior squad last season, Brandon Williams. During the summer, he signed a 4-year contract with Man United, and at the start of this season, we give him that number 33 shirt. And I think more players will leave Man United in the summer. Paul Pogba could be leaving in the summer. Maybe Matic could leave in the summer, and maybe Juan Mata could leave in the summer. But there's a lot of players will also keep at the football club as well. We have got to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a lot of credit because he has turned Manchester United around. You know, he's got us top of the Premier League table, and no one would have thought we'd have been top nearly midway through January 2021. You know, no one thought would have even been joint top of the Premier League at the end of 2020, at the beginning of January 2021. You know, of how poor we was at the start of this season. I don't think Liverpool expected to be top, but no team did they? Solskjaer deserves credit because he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season. Obviously, we didn't get to the final. I was disappointed we didn't get to the final because I wanted Solskjaer to reach his first final as Man United manager. But we know how good City are, especially in the EFL Cup, because City have won it for the last 3 seasons in a row. City have now reached their 4th consecutive League Cup final. Solskjaer did well last season, his first full season. You know, he got us to 3 semi-finals, got us qualification for the Champions League, and he also got us 3rd, the second highest we've finished since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Like I've said, we have been reluctant to back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the transfer windows that he has enjoyed so far, but despite that, I still think Solskjaer has made good signings as Man United manager. You know, he spent over £200 million at the football club. Like I've said, you know, we've also seen a lot of players leave the club since he got recommended in. We are unbeaten in our last 11 Premier League games. Like I say, we've been very, very good away from home. We haven't been as good, though, at home, have we? But we've actually started to win more games at home recently in the league. I think we've won 4 games at Old Trafford so far in the Premier League this season. And we've won 6 games at Old Trafford in all competitions so far this season. Because we was enjoying our worst start at Old Trafford for around 50 years. And I think, you know, Solskjaer's decision making in some games has been good. But there's also been a lot of games where his decision making has been poor. And reflects on that, it's cost us games. Solskjaer's decision making needs to be good persistently, doesn't it? You know, I said that's one of my biggest concerns about Solskjaer is his poor decision making. But there certainly is now a lot of Manchester United fans that are Ole in. Earlier on in the season, there was a lot of Man United fans that were Ole out. And there was very, very critical of him, including me, because we was very inconsistent earlier on in the season. But like I say, with how good we have been in recent months, a lot of United fans' perceptions, including me, have started to slowly change on Solskjaer. Yeah, you've still got to say there's still a few things he's got to learn on the job. You know, maybe he has learned some things. You know, he has gained some managerial experience. You know, reflecting how long he's been at Man United now. Because he's been Man United manager for over 2 years. This is Solskjaer's 2nd full season as Manchester United manager. And I did say this season was always going to be a big season for him. And so far at the moment, he is exceeding his expectations. I said if we can finish in the top 4, the top 3 this season, and if we can win a trophy, that would represent a very good season for Man United, and that would give us something to build on. It'd be absolutely remarkable if we won the Premier League title. But Solskjaer, don't forget, did say prior to the game against Burnley that, he's warned Man United to stay humble and not think they've cracked it if they go top. Solskjaer said it a few times that we're not in the title races yet, but that's just him playing mind games. I think he'll start to believe that we've got a chance of winning it if we're still challenging at the top come March. If we don't win the league this season, we'll certainly win another Premier League title at some point. If we win it, it'll be our 21st title overall and our first Premier League title since 2013. Won't it? But yeah, there's 3 trophies we can pursue this season. We can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup, and we can also win the Europa League. So, like I said, we need to win at least 1 trophy because we haven't won a trophy now for just over 4 years. And it's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Solskjaer's safe for now, definitely as Man United manager. He'll certainly be Man United manager at the end of this season. Now, I think he probably will be given at least another season at the football club. But he has been under pressure quite a few times as Man United manager, Solskjaer, because obviously we've endured bad periods. And don't forget, Mauricio Pochettino was the favourite to take over. He was the favourite to take over after Mourinho got sacked, and he was the favourite to take over when Solskjaer was under pressure. But obviously Pochettino's PSG's manager, so he's totally out of the equation now. And by the way, Pochettino's won his first trophy as PSG manager. And Massimiliano Allegri has been on our agenda a few times. But like I say, we all hope Solskjaer succeeds as Man United manager. Even if he doesn't succeed, we'll still always adore him because at the end of the day, he was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance. But like I said to you so many times, our board have got a soft stance on Solskjaer because he is a club legend. I think the board had been a lot more ruthless on him if he wasn't a club legend. Obviously, since Sir Alex Ferguson's left, we have been playing catch-up because obviously we've sacked 3 managers since Ferguson left, and that was Moyes, Van Gaal and Mourinho. We spent, over £1 billion on players since Ferguson left, and we've brought around 36, 37 players in since Sir Alex Ferguson left, and a lot of them players haven't been the right calibre players for Man United. So there you go. Like I've said, no one's going to replicate Ferguson's legacy at the club, and no one's going to last as long as Ferguson did. But we are now getting somewhere under Ole. Ferguson obviously endured 27 years at the club. He won a total of 38 major honours, but like I've said, Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club. You putting the stats into circulation now, you can say Solskjaer's the best manager since Sir Alex Ferguson. Certainly a much better manager than David Moyes was. David Moyes is probably the worst ever manager we've had. Like I said, when Solskjaer got appointed in, he was still inheriting a lot of deadwood, and he's still inheriting some of the deadwood now. The vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's, isn't it? So, yeah. So, anyway, guys, that's your Liverpool Man United preview and everything else to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.